mocha yarn, you join in with a standing treble to any of the second DC of the 3 that are in that corner space. So not your first one, that second one, that's your third one. So we're going in that middle DC of any corner, and we're doing a treble. Now we're chaining 2, and working another treble into that same stitch. So that's your corner space, your corner stitch. And now we're working 3 trebles over the next 3 stitches. Now we're working a front post double treble around the 3rd front post treble from round 9. So these 3 here, we're doing a front post double treble around that 3rd one along. Then we're missing a stitch, so we're missing that one there and working a treble into the next. And then we're working another front post double treble, going back on ourselves, going into that first one, that first front post treble from round 9. Okay. So you should have these crossed over stitches, picking up that 3rd and 1st treble from round 9. From post trebles. Okay, so now we're missing a stitch, bring it forward, we've worked into that one, so we're missing that one and working a treble into here, and we're doing 5 trebles along the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're working a front post double treble, reaching over to the next front post treble from round 9. So we're missing one, missing that one there, and working a treble into the next stitch, and then working another treble into the next stitch, and then working a front post treble around the next front post double treble, around the next front post treble, sorry, from round 9. There we go. And now we're missing a stitch, missing that one, and working 4 trebles along the next 4 stitches. So we've worked 5 here, and you'd think that it would mirror it at this point, it'd start to do the same, but it's not. We've got 4 here, not 5. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So now we're going to work a front post double treble around the 3rd front post treble along around 9. Then we are missing a stitch and working a treble into the next front post double treble around that 1st, working back on ourselves on that 1st front post treble from round 9, like so. So that's matching that one there. Okay, and now we're missing a stitch, so missing that one and working 3 trebles over the next 3 stitches, and then that should bring us to our corner stitch where we do it all over again. Yep, so that is our corner stitch. So that's the repeat that we're doing. Okay, so in the next stitch we're going to work 1 treble, 2 chain, 1 treble. Then we're going to work 3 treble over the next 3 stitches. Then we're going to miss a stitch, reach over to the third of the 3 front post trebles from round 9. We're missing a stitch, working into that. So missing 1 stitch there, working a treble into the next, coming back over and going round that first with a front post treble, around that treble from round 9. And we're missing a stitch again, as you can see there, working into the next 5. Then working a front post treble around the next front post treble, missing a stitch there, and working 2 trebles into the next 2 stitches. Then a front post treble around the next front post treble from round 9, missing a stitch, and working 4 trebles over the next 4 stitches, not your 5 like you have done here. Working a front post double treble all the way over to this third front post treble from round 9, miss a stitch, work a treble into the next stitch along, you can see it hiding there, working back over, do a front post double treble around that first front post treble from round 9, miss a stitch, and work your last 3 trebles. Okay, so we're going to do that along each corner, working a treble, 2 chain treble into each corner. So you should be ending like you are here with your 3 normal treble along here. So I'll see you when you get to that bit. So now that we've finished round 11, let's take a look at the stitches. You should have, in between each 2 chain corner space, you should have 4 treble, 1, 2, 3, 4. Your 2 front post double trebles with a treble in the middle, 5 treble, a front post double treble, 2 trebles with another front post double treble, 4 trebles, your 2 front post double trebles crossing over with that treble in the middle that goes behind there, and another 4 trebles. So let's give the trebles a count. Should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, that little middle one in there, 18, 19, 20, 21. And then you've got your 2, 4, 6 front post double trebles there, and in total you've missed 4 stitches. You've missed a stitch on either side of your crossed front post double trebles. You've missed a stitch on either side of your front post trebles. There. And then you've missed a stitch on both sides of the cross front post double trebles there. Okay, so if you check each side from your 2 chain spaces, check that you've got the same along each side. Then we should be okay for finishing off. So we're finishing with an invisible join. Take your hook and pull the tail up and through. So this time we are joining to that first chain that you've done. So that's your standing treble that you started off with, and you've got 2 chain there. So we're going into that first chain. So that's your second, so your first is this here. So we're going into there, grab the yarn that you've just cut, pull it through to the front, and inserting your hook from back to front, that last treble that you did, just picking up that stitch, grabbing the yarn and pulling it to the back. There we go. So that's round 11 completed. we're going to grab our denim yarn for round 12. So we're going to join our denim yarn to any 2 chain corner space with a standing half treble. Okay. So there's your standing half treble. Now we're going to work another half treble into that corner space. Chain 2. And another 2 half treble into that corner space. Okay, so that's what your corner should look like. We're now going to miss that first stitch and we're going to work 11 half trebles along each 11 stitches. So there are your corner stitches, and we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go, so you can see where that stitch stops just before that front post treble, front post double treble. Now we're going to work a front post treble round the front post double treble from the previous round. Now we're going to work 3 half trebles into the next 3 stitches. And now we're going to work a front post double treble into that stitch that we've just worked into there. A front post half treble into the front post double treble. There we go. So we've kind of worked 2 stitches into one there. Okay, and now we're going to miss that next stitch and work 10 half trebles up to the next corner space. There we go, so up to that, into that corner stitch. So we'll just check how many stitches we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's what we need to do along each corner. So we've got another 3 times to do it. So we're working 2 half trebles, 2 chains, 2 half trebles into your corner space. And we're missing that first stitch and working 11 half trebles over the next 11 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then into the next stitch we're working a front post treble around the front post double treble from the previous round. And then into the next stitch we're working a half treble into the next 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we're working a front post treble around the front post double treble from the previous row, remembering them 2 stitches are kind of on top of each other. Then we're missing a stitch and working 10 stitches to that corner. Okay, so we're working 11 from here to here, but then because we're missing one here, 10 from here to here. So just remember that. Okay, so if you complete that round, I'll see you when you get to here. So this is what round 12 should look like when it's completed. So we'll just take a look at our stitches. So as normal, we will have a look at the amount of stitches we've got in between the chain spaces on the end. So the 2 chain spaces on the end, in between that, you should have 13 half treble to here. So we'll give them a count. Your 2 that are in the corner. And then 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then you've got your 12, 13. So that's your 13 from the corner space to your front post treble. Then you should have a front post treble that you've worked into here, and then 3 half trebles, making sure that this one that you've worked into, although it doesn't say in the pattern to miss a stitch, because we've worked, this is counted as working into the stitch, so making sure that when you do your 3, you're not working into that one there. Okay, so when you start your 3, it's the next stitch along from there. 1, 2, 3, which is that one. And then you work in your next front post treble around that same stitch that you've worked your last half treble into. So they kind of are one stitch. And then because of that, you're missing one here. So missing that one there. And then you should have 12 from here to here, 12 half trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then your 2 in the corner, which makes the 12. Okay, so if each of your edges is looking like that, then we're ready to finish it off. So cut your tail end, your working end, that's your tail end, that's your working end. Pull the working end up. Insert your hook into that first stitch. So this is your standing treble, half treble, and you're inserting your hook into that first stitch of the half treble. There you go. Grab your working end that you've just cut and pull it through to the front. Then inserting your hook from back to front, just through that back loop of your very last half treble that you made. Pull it through to the back. So that is round 12 completed. So now we need to grab our copper yarn to finish our final round, which is round 13. So we are joining our copper yarn to any chain 2 corner space with a standing half treble. Pinch the yarn, wrap it round 3 times, insert your hook into the chain 2 corner space, there we go, so that's your standing half treble, and now we're going to work 2 chains, and we're going to put another half treble into that corner space. Okay, so that's your corner space, your corner stitches, half treble, chain 2, half treble, and now we're going to work, this is a lovely easy round to finish off with. We're working 30 half trebles into each stitch until we get to the corner space. So we should be able to manage that. So making sure that we go into that first stitch, because we're not missing any stitches this time. So going into the right of that post, the stitch at the top there. So we've got 30 of these to do all the way along. So it's a nice edge for finishing it off. So we're just working into every single stitch, not missing any. And this copper colour really finishes off this square beautifully, with the copper being in the middle. So that's the last stitch there that we've worked into. That's where we've joined the invisible join, that bit there. Okay, so we should have 30 stitches. So we've got the 2 half trebles in the corner space with the chain 2, so we're not counting them. So I'll pull that apart a bit. So that's your first stitch there. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, so into this corner now we need to work a half treble, 2 chain half treble, and then do exactly the same, working 1 half treble into each stitch along each edge. Okay, and that'll be our square completed. Then we can finish it off with an invisible join, so I'll see you when you get to this part for the finishing off. So now we've completed round 13, we'll just have another check of our stitches. So in between each of your 2 chain spaces you should have 32 half trebles. So you needed, after you've done your corner spaces, your corner stitches, you needed 30, and then including your 1 corner stitch on each side in between your chain 2, there'll be 32. Okay, so let's have a count. Some people count these, the little posts, and some people count the little V's, the little stitches on top. Okay, I'll just be counting the little posts. So this is your first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Okay, so make sure you've got 32 half trebles in between each of your chain 2 spaces on each side. And if you've got that, we can finish off with an invisible join. Cut the yarn, and we're going to pull up. We're going to insert the hook into that first of the 2 chain spaces because we can't get the hook into the standing half treble. So the first chain is here. There we go. Then grab the yarn that you've just cut, pull it through to the front. Oops, I've missed it. Missed it again. There we go. Pull it through to the front. Then inserting your hook from back to front, just picking up the last loop of that last half treble that you did. Grab the yarn and pull it through to the back. So there we have the 13th round completed, which means this section is done now. So part 2 is complete, and now I'll see you for part 3.